got him. I got him. I felt him. He's a strong one too. Woo, nice. Nice. First bass this morning. That was my second cast. Yeah. He hit real nice. Nice chunky spot. Beautiful way to get the day started right there in the wintertime. Beautiful fish. I got to thinking that, you know, these guys are, this bait's slow. And I figured that one of my old school techniques of catching them might be effective out here in these rocky areas, and that's just a 5-inch Senko. It's Dalton, everybody. I'm gonna show you how I rigged this thing up. I'm gonna bite that bad end off, but I got on a 15-pound test fluorocarbon. I got a little peg there, and I have an 1/8 ounce lead weight. I didn't have any 1/8 ounce tungsten's weights, so I placed an order. The order didn't come in yesterday, so I got to use lead. I think tungsten works real good in these rocks because you can feel those rocks. And I'm just using a 5-ounce green pumpkin Yamamoto Senko on a 3/0 extra wide gap hook. This is the Gamakatsu deep throat. I like it because if you look at the shoulder, it comes down rather than just being flat. So I feel like it holds this worm better. Just simple Texas rig. Just scooting it along the bottom real slow. And I felt that soft, spongy weight of that bass. I reeled down on him. Got a really good hook set. Good first bass to start my morning. There he is. There he is. Boy, he hit it too. He hit it real good. Come on over here. Come on over here, guys. Come on over here. You're not very big, but you sure got attitude. He hit that one like it was a lot bigger than that. Tell you that much. He's strong. Strong little spotted bass. Tell you what, it's these Senkos work. You know, they're a good bait. I can get another one here, but they're a real good bait. Get out in these rocky areas and just work it real slow. And it just kind of comes right through the rocks. Green pumpkin's such a good color. And 3/0 hook seems to be perfect for these spotted bass. And both those bites that I got, the one before this one and that one, they hit it aggressively. I got it. Boy, these spotted bass are so much fun. Getting them on a Senko. I didn't even feel he was on there. I went to reel in. He must have been running toward me. The key to fishing this way, let me go over this setup with you real quick. Again, 15-pound test. I like Seagar and Vizix. I'm just running a Palomar knot. And I'm using a Lew's TP1 medium heavy. I use this for jigs as well. And the key is a lot of times these bass will come up behind this bait and they'll just come toward you. You won't even know they're there. You start to reel in, you feel the weight, rod tip bends. Have at least a 7-1. This is a 7-5 to 1 gear ratio. That'll help you catch up to that bass so you can get a good hook set. And this is just, for me, my favorite worm setup. I love it. From that time. Yeah. Here we go. Nice one. There we go. Wow, what a pretty bass. Just find that right bait for the right situation. You're going to catch them. I love Texas rigging. Texas rigged. I love Texas rigging a Senko. A couple of things I want to highlight real quick on fishing a Texas rig worm. Now, you can fish all kinds of worms. I just prefer just straight tail, soft stick baits. This is the Senko here, Yamamoto. And in the wintertime, I really don't think you need a curly tail worm or a rib tail. I think you're better off, at least in my opinion, just straight tail. You don't need all that action. The biggest thing is to work it really slow. But when it comes to your hook set, this is where you're going to want to use a really strong hook set. I recommend that, here, let me cast this out there and just kind of show you what I mean here. Just let it hit the bottom. It's almost there, we go. And all I do, I usually just kind of put the butt of the rod right up by my hip because I want my rod tip really high. With that rod tip, from say right around 10 to 11, and that's about all I'll move this worm, I'm going to feel that bite or that weight. And then when I know he's got it and I'm up here, I just reel down slow and then I just kind of sweep right into him. And I use a pretty hard hook set when I'm Texas rigging, so you know, just make sure that you reel down, hook right into them, and you're going to catch them. Well, I hope you enjoyed the video. Texas rigging is, I was raised up Texas rigging. I started out bass fishing when I was a kid. My dad taught me two techniques, some type of Texas rig worm and a spinnerbait. And I tell you what, these Texas rig worms, they still catch them. It's a good bait for all seasons. Thanks for tuning in, everyone. I'll talk to you soon.